Hello, church. I hope you're having a great day and a great week. We're getting close to Easter now. For today's Lent reflection, I'm going to be looking at the theme of collaboration as one of the 6 words that Andy brought back for the church from his Camino, which obviously representing the hat of today, which I thought was a nice little touch. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. So collaboration. I just kind of wanted to dive straight in with a Bible verse. There's kind of endless Bible verses from Paul talking about unity. It's no secret that unity was one of his absolute key themes in all of his letters. And I think unity has such a big part to play when it comes to collaboration. I'll get into why in a second. But just to start with 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10, I'm reading from the New Living Translation. I appeal to you, dear brothers and sisters, by the authority of our Lord Jesus Christ, to live in harmony with each other. Let there be no divisions in the church. Rather, be of one mind, united in thought and purpose. So, I think that really for collaboration to flourish properly, you need to be, like that last line there, united in thought and purpose. And I think that's so important because once you've got 2 people with the same end goal, or a telos, if you want to speak in like the Greek word for it is the telos, the end goal, then I think it kind of just makes things gel a lot easier, and it makes things kind of just like you can kind of find that common ground in which you can kind of build on and work together, and then there becomes a little bit of wiggle room as to how to get there, because I suppose this is the thing with method, isn't it, with collaboration, is that you've got 2 people probably with different ideas, and it's much easier to communicate that difference in ideas when you're going to the same place. The difficulty comes is when you're not going to the same place and you communicate a method that is clearly going to take you away from from each other, then it just becomes very difficult to collaborate in that circumstance. And so what do we need to be united in thought and purpose as Christians? We know it's important because the Bible tells us it's important, but what do we actually need to do? I think we need to first ground ourselves in the most important parts of Christianity, which is, of course, in the words of Jesus, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind and strength first, and then love your neighbour as yourself. Super important stuff. And once we kind of get that into our brain as that's the end goal, to kind of love God and worship him fully, and through that outworking loving other people like ourselves, then it makes things a lot easier that when everybody's working on that platform, that we can kind of unite together and collaborate in a really nice way. In terms of how to do that, I've got another Bible verse, and this one's from Colossians. It's Colossians 3:14, and it says, above all, clothe yourself with love, which binds us all together in perfect harmony. So again, guys, loving is so important when it comes to collaboration. It is difficult when, if you're like me and you're a bit of a kind of, I suppose, control freak at times, and you think you've got a good idea of how to get to that end goal. You've got this end goal, and then somebody else has a different idea of how to get to the same end goal. Then you have to be loving in that situation, because you might think that yours is the correct idea, or you might think the other one is not a good idea. But I think love helps communicate so much better, and having the grace to try things, and having the just love to be able to really see the other person for what they're trying to do, which is to get to the same place. Will just create such a better collaboration environment than not putting on love, which can lead to arguments or basically division in the long run. And I think it's super important to be loving and kind of be humble through that as well, and collaborate in that way. So that's kind of another thought about how to actually collaborate and gel in that way. I've also got one more quote to bring you, and this one's from Mother Teresa, who I think we can all agree is a very impressive person in many ways. So she said, I can do things that you can do things that I cannot, but together we can do great things. it's so simple, isn't it, in a way? But again, it's kind of that humility, I think, that comes from love and comes from understanding, that we're not perfect and understanding our relation to God and to other people. But yeah, we can't do everything. Other people have things to bring, and other people will be able to help. Together we can do great things, which we can't do on our own. Which is, really a really interesting point. I think another great piece of wisdom to ground us in this idea of, we know we need to do unity because it's in the Bible, but also if we really want to achieve the great things through unity that we would like to many times in our Christian journey, then we kind of need to take this advice on board from Mother Teresa about, together we can do great things. And so I really like that quote. So I think that probably is my thoughts on collaboration for today. Hopefully, you have a very blessed week, and I will see you all soon, I'm sure.